Here's a question for you. Have you ever felt like she's trying to tell you something without saying a word? Attraction is a subtle dance, a quiet symphony of gestures, glances, and unspoken emotions. And here's the truth. Most men miss the signs. What if I told you she might already be giving away her feelings through signals so subtle they almost slip by? From the way she fidgets with her hair when you're near, to the unmistakable spark in her eyes when she looks at you, women reveal more than they realize, often before they're even aware of it themselves. This video isn't just a list of hidden signs. It's a roadmap to understanding the psychology of attraction, the secret language she uses to say, "I'm drawn to you." By the time we're done, you'll know exactly what to watch for and how to respond with confidence. And here's the kicker. Each sign builds on the next, leading you closer to the truth. So, don't miss a single second. Stick around, subscribe, and tap that bell icon so you don't miss our next deep dive into the mysteries of relationships. Ready to decode her heart? Let's begin. 1. She fixes herself up whenever you're around. Now here's a scene to watch for. You walk into the room and suddenly she's smoothing her dress, tucking a strand of hair behind her ear, or giving her lipstick a quick check. Coincidence? Hardly. It's one of the most telling signs of attraction. A subtle, almost instinctive need to shine just a little brighter in your presence. These tiny gestures aren't rehearsed or calculated. No, they're as natural as a bird fluffing its feathers to catch the eye of a mate. She's not trying to impress the whole room, just you. And that, my friend, is where the magic lies. It's in the quiet way she hopes to leave a mark on your memory, an impression she's hoping you can't shake. But don't just take her fixing her hair at face value. Look at the bigger picture. How does she act around others? If she's relaxed and carefree with them, but suddenly becomes a little more polished, a bit more poised, when you're near, you've got yourself a clue. A profound one at that. Her straightened posture, her subtly adjusted outfit, these are her whispers in the language of attraction. It's her way of saying, "I care what you think. I hope you see me." And in those moments, she's handing you a glimpse of her heart, vulnerable and hopeful, asking silently for your attention. 2. She compliments you. Often. The compliment. A simple string of words, yet a powerhouse of meaning when wielded by a woman who's drawn to you. If she's throwing out heartfelt praise like confetti, pay attention. She's not just being polite. No, sir, these aren't casual remarks. They're carefully crafted tributes to your value in her eyes. Perhaps she admires your work ethic. "I love how dedicated you are to your goals." Or maybe it's your unique way of seeing the world. "You always have such an interesting perspective." These aren't your run-of-the-mill compliments about your haircut or shoes. These are deep cuts, acknowledgements of who you are beneath the surface. Here's the kicker. Women don't scatter compliments like breadcrumbs for the birds. Each one is deliberate, a small bridge she's building toward emotional intimacy. She's paying attention, not to impress you, but because she's genuinely captivated by the details that make you, well, you. So, the next time she praises your quirky sense of humor or your passion for life, don't just smile and nod. Recognize the deeper message. I see you, I admire you, and I'm drawn to the person you are. Because, my friend, that's not just flattery, that's her heart speaking. 3. She loves interacting with you. Nothing says, "I'm into you," quite like a woman who goes out of her way to engage with you. Whether it's playful teasing, thoughtful questions, or conversations that meander through dreams, fears, and all the messy bits in between, her interactions are windows to her heart. Pay close attention. Does she lean in when you talk? Does she laugh at your jokes, even the ones that wouldn't make a second-grade class giggle? That's not just kindness, my friend. That's admiration wrapped in the guise of conversation. Every question she asks, every story she shares, is her way of saying, you're someone worth knowing. And here's the clincher. When she opens up about her own life, her quirks, her past, her wildest ambitions, it's her subtle invitation for you to step closer, to be part of her world. 4. She maintains intense eye contact. If the eyes are the windows to the soul, then long, deliberate eye contact is an open invitation to step inside. When she locks eyes with you and lets the moment linger, she's doing more than just looking. She's connecting. Notice the subtleties, the way her pupils dilate, the slight upturn of her lips, the quiet intensity that makes the rest of the world blur into nothingness. This isn't a casual glance. It's an unspoken dialogue where the words are replaced with feelings too deep for speech. Through her gaze, she's asking questions without asking. Do you see me? Do you feel this connection too? And if you hold her gaze, offering the same level of attention, you're answering with a resounding yes. It's not just eye contact, it's chemistry in its rawest, most unfiltered form. 5. She gets nervous around you. The telltale signs of nervous energy. The fidgeting, the sudden blushes, the occasional stumble over her words. If she's acting like a deer caught in the headlights when you're around, it's not because she's uncomfortable. It's because you've thrown her emotional radar into overdrive. Nervousness is an involuntary response to admiration. Her heart races. Her mind tries to find the perfect thing to say. And before she knows it, she's giggling at jokes that wouldn't pass muster with a third grader. It's charming, really, how her excitement spills out in these little, uncontrollable ways. Don't mistake her jitters for indifference. In fact, lean into them. Her nervousness isn't a wall, it's a window, a glimpse into how much she values your presence. Respond with kindness, ease her worries, and watch as those jitters transform into trust and connection. 6. She wants to spend time alone with you. There's no clearer sign of interest than a woman carving out time for just the two of you. If she's suggesting coffee dates, casual strolls, or cozy movie nights, it's not just a coincidence. It's a deliberate move to create space for something more personal. One-on-one time isn't just about logistics. It's about intimacy. In these private moments, she's opening a door to deeper conversations, shared laughter, and quiet vulnerability. Notice how she seems more relaxed when it's just the two of you, how her stories carry more weight, her smiles last a little longer. And here's a subtle clue. Does she linger after your time together? Perhaps she suggests another activity, or brings up a new topic just as the conversation seems to wind down. That's her way of saying, I'm not ready to let this moment end. This isn't about testing the waters, it's about diving into them. She's observing your reactions, gauging your interest, and imagining what a deeper connection might look like. Her eagerness to spend time alone is her way of saying, you matter to me, and I want to know if I matter to you. In these moments, remember, it's not just about what you do together, but how you make her feel while you're there. Make her feel seen, valued, and safe, and you'll turn these quiet encounters into the foundation of something extraordinary. 7. She remembers the small details. If she remembers the name of your childhood pet, your favorite coffee order, or that offhand comment about your fascination with vintage typewriters, take note. This isn't just a quirky memory. It's a spotlight shining directly on her interest in you. Remembering the little things isn't about flaunting an impressive recall. It's about saying without words, I see you, I hear you, and what you share matters to me. A woman who stores away these small, seemingly insignificant nuggets of your life is investing in a deeper connection. She's not merely listening, she's weaving your world into hers. Picture this. You casually mentioned a challenge at work a week ago, and out of nowhere, she asks how it went. That's her way of showing you that you're not just a passing thought. You're someone who lingers in her mind, even in your absence. And here's the real magic of it. She's building trust and familiarity brick by brick. She's bridging the gap between you, using those tiny details to lay the foundation of something meaningful. 8. She mirrors your behavior. Now, here's a psychological gem: mirroring. It's that subconscious dance where her gestures start to reflect yours. You lean back in your chair, and a moment later, so does she. You rest your chin on your hand, and like clockwork, she mirrors the pose. This isn't mimicry. It's nature's way of saying, I feel connected to you. The chameleon effect, as it's called in psychology, is a subtle signal of attraction. By mirroring your movements, speech patterns, or even your interests, she's subconsciously creating a rhythm between you. It's like the universe nudging her to align with your wavelength. But it's not just physical. If you're raving about your love for hiking, don't be surprised if she suddenly takes an interest in trails or asks for your recommendations. This is her way of stepping into your world, of showing you she wants to share more than just conversation. She wants to share experiences. Pay attention to these signs. Mirroring isn't something contrived. It's the body's way of whispering what words might hesitate to say. When you notice it, you're witnessing her silent declaration, I want to be closer to you. These subtle cues are like secret messages written between the lines of your interactions. Read them carefully, and you might just discover a connection waiting to unfold. 9. She's playful and teasing. There's a certain art to playful teasing, a delicate balance of humor and affection that says, I like you, without painting it in neon letters. When a woman jokes around with you, mocks your quirks, or challenges you to a friendly battle of wits, she's doing more than passing the time. She's testing the waters, creating sparks, and building a bridge of chemistry. Imagine she pokes fun at the way you always order black coffee, calling you a minimalist with a caffeine addiction. Or maybe she pretends to challenge your trivia knowledge during a casual conversation. It's not about the coffee or the trivia. It's about creating a moment of shared laughter and camaraderie. Teasing comes with comfort. When she feels at ease around you, her playful side naturally emerges. It's her way of lowering her guard and letting you see the fun-loving parts of her personality. What's more, she's checking to see if you can handle her humor, if you can match her energy, and if you'll engage in this delightful back and forth. But here's the secret sauce. Watch her face. If her teasing is accompanied by laughter that lights up her eyes, if her smile is warm and inviting, then she's not just joking, she's drawing you in. Her jests are invitations, little moments meant to deepen the connection and make your interactions unforgettable. 10. She finds ways to touch you. The subtle art of touch, a language all its own. When a woman finds reasons to touch you, however casually, she's speaking volumes without uttering a word. A hand brushing against yours, a playful nudge during a joke, or a light tap on your shoulder. All these gestures are whispers of attraction, small but powerful. Consider this. She leans in as she speaks, her fingers lightly grazing your forearm to emphasize her point. It's not random. Each touch is a calculated yet instinctive move to close the distance between you, to create a sense of familiarity and warmth. Touch is her way of testing the waters of your comfort, exploring the unspoken boundaries of your connection. It's her subtle declaration. I feel drawn to you, and I want you to feel it too. And don't overlook the power of proximity. If she's consistently staying close, leaning in, sitting near you, or stepping into your space when there's plenty of room elsewhere, it's a clear sign she enjoys being in your orbit. Physical closeness becomes her way of saying, I feel safe here. I feel something here. What makes these touches even more significant is their ability to create lasting memories. A shared laugh, punctuated by a gentle touch on the arm, lingers in the mind long after the moment has passed. It's her way of leaving a piece of herself with you, ensuring that her presence is not just noticed but remembered. So, the next time her fingers graze yours, or her hand finds your shoulder, don't dismiss it as chance. These are the whispers of attraction, the silent notes of a song she's inviting you to hear. All you have to do is listen. 11. She compliments you more than usual. Compliments. The tiny but mighty currency of affection. When a woman showers you with more praise than the weather report forecasts sunshine, it's not random. And if those compliments go beyond the obvious, well, sir, you might be the subject of more than passing admiration. Imagine this. She tells you, you have such a calm energy. Or, I really admire how you handle tricky situations. These aren't throwaway lines. They're subtle acknowledgements that she sees you, not just your outfit or your new haircut, though she probably noticed that too, but the essence of who you are. She's not just noticing, she's studying. Did you style your hair a bit differently? Change up your usual outfit? She catches it, points it out, and suddenly you feel like the most seen man in the room. That's the power of her attention. Compliments like these are her way of building a bridge, of creating moments where she makes you feel good about yourself. And let's be honest, who doesn't love a good ego boost? But it's not just flattery. It's her way of saying, you matter to me. Pay attention to her words. They're a window into her growing fondness. 12. She shows interest in your passions. When a woman dives headfirst into the sea of your hobbies, interests and quirks, she's not just being polite. She's making a bold, albeit subtle move to align her world with yours. Let's say you're obsessed with basketball. She might casually ask, who's your favorite team? Or suggest watching a game together. Or maybe your passion lies in photography. Suddenly, she's asking about your latest shoot or marveling at how you capture the light just so. This isn't mere curiosity, it's investment. She's sending a clear signal. What matters to you matters to me. By showing interest in your passions, She's not only building a shared space for connection, but also making herself memorable. After all, it's easy to forget someone who shows indifference. It's impossible to forget someone who shares your excitement. Her actions also say, "I see your joy, and I want to be part of it." Whether she's learning about your favorite sci-fi series or asking how to hold a camera properly, her efforts to engage in your world are her way of saying, "I'm interested in you. Not just for now, but for what makes you, you." And when she starts showing up for your passions, take note. That's not just companionship. That's a woman carving out a space for herself in your life. Subtle, sure, but powerful, absolutely. 13. She gets jealous but tries to hide it. Jealousy. What a peculiar little beast it is. If she's trying to play it cool while secretly bristling when you mention another woman, you've just uncovered one of the oldest and most telling signs of attraction. It's her way of saying, "I care, but I don't want you to know how much." Perhaps you casually mention a female colleague, and she quips with a playful smirk, "Oh, is she your office soulmate now?" Don't be fooled. Beneath that teasing tone lies a flicker of insecurity. She's mentally measuring her place in your life against someone who might be competition, even if it's all in her head. But here's the kicker. She'll often try to mask it. Watch for the subtle shifts, a slight pause in the conversation, a tighter smile, or her steering the topic back to safer ground. Sometimes she might even outshine the woman you've mentioned with a story of her own, as if to remind you just how amazing she is. Now, don't mistake this for possessiveness. It's not the green-eyed monster rearing its ugly head. It's more like a quiet whisper of vulnerability, a sign that she values her connection with you and worries about losing it. After all, jealousy in moderation isn't a red flag. It's a green light to her emotions. 14. She involves you in her future plans. When a woman starts sprinkling "we" into her sentences, take note. This isn't just casual chatter. It's her way of saying, "I'm imagining a future and you're in it." She might mention a restaurant she's dying to try, adding with a grin, "We should go there sometime." Or perhaps she reminisces about a magical trip she took, ending with, "I'll have to take you there one day." These aren't just idle comments, they're blueprints for a shared future. But it's not just about the fun stuff. If she starts seeking your input on life's bigger questions, career choices, travel plans, or personal goals, it's because she values your perspective. She sees you as someone worth consulting, someone whose opinions matter in shaping her decisions. And here's the real tell. If she paints long-term scenarios, like where she wants to live or what dreams she's chasing, and hints at you being a part of that vision, well, my friend, you've got more than just a passing fancy on your hands. Involving you in her future plans is her way of saying, "I see something here, something worth nurturing, exploring, and holding on to." It's subtle but significant, a glimpse into her heart's hope that you're more than just a fleeting chapter in her story. 15. She opens up about personal things. The treasure chest of a woman's heart. When she starts unlocking it for you, pay close attention. Sharing her personal stories, her fears, and her dreams isn't just small talk. It's a golden invitation into her world. Trust me, she doesn't hand out those keys to just anyone. Imagine this. She tells you about a childhood memory that still makes her smile, a career goal that keeps her up at night, or an insecurity she's never voiced aloud. These moments are profound. They're not meant to fill silence. They're meant to build bridges. Bridges that say, I trust you with this piece of me. Let's see what you do with it. But there's more to it than vulnerability for vulnerability's sake. Women often use emotional openness to measure the depth of your connection. Are you someone who listens with genuine interest, or are you mentally scrolling through tomorrow's to-do list? If you respond with your own stories, your own fears, and your own dreams, you're telling her, I'm here with you. Let's walk this road together. And watch how she reacts when you open up. If her eyes light up with empathy, if her words wrap around your worries like a warm blanket, then congratulations, you're building something real. 16. She brings you around her friends or family. Now, here's a milestone that should make you sit up straight. She introduces you to her tribe. Friends, family, the people who know her best. They're not just extras in her life's play. They're the co-authors of her story. And if she's brought you into the room, she's saying, this guy could be important. It's more than just a casual meet and greet. This is reconnaissance. She's watching how you interact with her mom, her best friend, her nosy cousin who asks too many questions. Are you charming, respectful? Do you laugh at her dad's terrible jokes? Every moment is being tallied in her mind and in theirs. But don't let that intimidate you. If she's confident enough to bring you around, it means she already sees something in you worth sharing. Listen to how she introduces you. Does she toss in a compliment or a little extra pride in her tone? That's her way of showing her people, look what I've found. By involving you in her world, she's laying the groundwork for something bigger. It's not just about their approval, it's about showing you, you matter to me enough to meet the people who matter to me. That's no small thing, my friend. That's her heart speaking louder than words ever could. And there you have it, folks. 16 hidden signs that reveal when she's drawn to you, even if she's not ready to say it outright. This isn't just about deciphering her intentions. It's about deepening your understanding of human connection and appreciating the unspoken beauty of attraction. Every gesture, every lingering glance, every shared laugh tells a story, one that's far richer and more complex than words alone. Recognizing these signs isn't about gaining an upper hand. It's about honoring the subtle ways we all express vulnerability and desire. It's about building a bond rooted in mutual respect, trust, and authenticity. Now, the question is, what will you do with this knowledge? Will you pay closer attention? Step into those moments with confidence and show her that you see her as she truly is? That's where the magic happens. Not in grand gestures, but in the quiet, meaningful ways you respond. If this video struck a chord, let us know in the comments. Share your thoughts, your stories, or even a moment that now makes sense in a whole new way. And if you're ready for more insights into relationships and the mysteries of women's psychology, hit that subscribe button and join our growing community. Until next time, stay curious, stay present, and never underestimate the power of the little things